What's up, VOD viewers? Welcome to Machicomoco State Park in southeastern Virginia. It's cold, it's overcast, but more importantly, it's Saturday, which means that it's
Woods attack!
oh God, Woods attack! Oh no, I'm being Woods attacked! Hey, it's Bird.
I'm
What's
here
up?
too.
Say hello to the VOD viewers.
Hello to
'cause,
the VOD viewers.
There's no live viewers yet. Oh wait, there they are. Now there's two of them.
Hello
live
to
viewers.
hello Ellen and Gary always.
We have no idea who it could be at this juncture. But we're out here in Machicomoco State Park, Virginia, to chat with chat and each other. Oh, you've got a way better shot.
Yeah, I have long arms.
You want to hold the camera?
That's why I took it from you.
Hell yeah, I don't have to carry it again. My arms, thank you. But my throat will be upset.
Upset throat. Ellen. Oh yeah, it is
It
Ellen.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
I knew it was.
Perfectly. You must just know the time of day that Ellen is online.
I just feel like Ellen will show up in the stream most of the time.
Yeah, but first,
I feel yeah.
maybe.
If you're live streaming, I would bet money that Ellen is in the chat.
You might need to get the camera a bit closer to us.
Whoa!
Because the wind will definitely drown our voices out, especially at the speed we're walking. We're walking kind of fast. Big windy. We were talking about shoes, right?
Hokas, yeah.
Because I had this,
It's very hard to hear because of the wind. I will talk much
hold on.
louder.
We gotta walk this way.
What do you mean?
We gotta do it this way. The wind carries our voices towards the camera if we walk this way. You seem like you really don't want to walk this way.
We came from that way.
Well, our goal is not necessarily to complete this whole walk.
Well, what is our goal?
To live stream until we don't want to anymore. The main reason that we're out walking instead of being at our campsite doing this by the comfort of a fire like we were planning is that so here down in Southern Virginia, because this has been the first nice week of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously today, as you can see, the sky is full of clouds and grayness. It is not a nice day. This week was nice. Actually, it was too hot a lot of the week. And then, for some reason, routinely, every fucking weekend, when we have the opportunity to go camping, it's like this. I mean, it's been worse. It's been colder and rainier most weekends. So this was the first one we were like, fuck it. It doesn't say it's definitely gonna rain, so we'll go. It only says there's a chance of rain, so we'll go. But
Happy Star Wars Day.
oh yeah, May the 4th.
May the 4th fuck you up the ass.
Will, yeah. So, hi. I was just thinking about this channel. Good. Think about me every day. Let me be your every waking thought.
I don't even let you do that.
tell-
I'm married to you.
Tell everybody about
skunk.
me. Think about what you smell, skunk.
I'm like the wind, yeah. But
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I smell what you're smelling. Didn't realize that was a skunk.
maybe it's burning rubber. Weird bad smell.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. About what? I forgot what I was talking about. That someone
Hey,
could
there's
have
a
forgotten
person
about.
coming up.
Oh yeah, there's a lady jogging with her dog, coming down the trail towards us. Oh yeah, that would be certainly
Walk
what you
over to
call
the
dogging. To the left or to the right?
Whatever.
Okay.
Get on the opposite side of that lake.
No, she's going the other way. She's
Maybe
totally
doing that 'cause she's got a
averting
dog.
us. Yeah, she knows what to do. She's used to dogging, probably.
It's a cool dog.
But anyway, yeah, we're mostly here to talk to y'all chatters, answer super chats, if anybody has anything they want us to rant about.
Cool dog. Oh.
There's a cool dog. There we go. There's the dog.
She sounds very out of breath.
Well, newest dungeon meshi. Sorry, I have not read or watched beyond the first volume or episode of Dungeon
Go down
Meshi.
this way.
So I have no real comment. I thought this was closed at night or something.
No, that's the
Oh,
other.
this is the boat launch.
I mean, this might also be closed at dark. Who knows?
It does say area closed at dark on that sign.
Well,
But it's not dark. I mean, it is dusk. If you are near to the dark, I will tell you about the sun. If you
It
get
says
that
dusk.
reference, then it literally does say dusk. Area closed at dusk. The other one said dark, didn't it? Or did
maybe I read
misread
it wrong.
You are here, no escape from my visions of the world.
Biggest problem with this state park. Campgrounds need to be way further away from each other.
People who are saying another Kendrick track has hit the Drake. Are you
Whoa,
talking
really? Oh my God, are you kidding me?
About, wait, are you
Meet
talking
the
about like
Grams?
just now or like last night? Because if you're talking about Meet the Grams, phrasing it as though it just happened, I've listened to that song literally all day.
Yeah,
It's
Meet the Grams
all,
is the
all
one.
I've done is simply listen to Meet the Grams all day. So it already feels like ancient news to me. I already know half the words to that fucking song. It's maybe the greatest thing I've ever heard. But, you know.
Can you believe that man is being accused of having a hidden daughter?
Oh yeah, the ex fucking on Twitter, the engine formerly known as Twitter. There's now where there used to be trending. I don't know. Surely all of you have it, even if you don't use Twitter anymore or never have. You must have some idea of what the trending tab is. But instead of what used to be, the way the trending tab used to work is if a certain word appeared in like hundreds of thousands of tweets, that word would appear on the tab. And so, like, say if Kendrick and Drake diss is trending, then on the tab you would see maybe the word Kendrick, the word Drake, the word diss, or some specific phrase that had caught on, you know, to trend as like a hashtag or something. I don't know how we ended up suddenly on a trail, but this is cool.
Do you know what Kendrick Lamar's last name is?
Duckworth.
I didn't know that. That's fun.
That's the name of the song that tells the story of his dad and Top Dog meeting.
I see.
Do you know that story at all?
Does his dad shoot Top Dog?
No.
Does Top Dog shoot
If
his
Top
dad?
Dog had killed Ducky, then he'd be serving
That's
life.
the one I'm thinking of.
And Kendrick would grow up without a father and die in a gunfight. It's just that his dad worked for a KFC that that Top Dog's people had robbed several times.
Right.
But because of the fact that his dad always gave him extra chicken and biscuits, he was white and they never robbed him.
That's
And
why you be nice to the kid who shows up to school in a trench coat.
yeah, pretty much.
Or realistically, it's why you be nice
Literally 7 minutes ago, apparently another new Kendrick Lamar diss track has dropped. How is that even possible? Wait, so he did 2 in a row again? Did Drake even drop something in between these? Did I miss a Drake song? Last Drake song I heard was Family Matters. So, are we about to live react to the new Kendrick song on stream?
to. He's just posting them on YouTube, right?
Yeah, the last one he posted on YouTube. Some of them have been. Euphoria was originally just on
Not
X, I
like
think.
us.
All right, let's go for it. Let's
Well-
live react. We're not gonna get copyright. I see dead people. All right. He's staying on this whole. He referenced that kid in the last song too. All right. This.
Heard Drake makes his albums. He just like is out with. He a fan. He a freaky ass. Yeah, that's yep. Don't be doing that.
69 God. OB
I don't think this is a pass, Pete.
I'm glad he made it funny again without losing the brutality at all. Like he's saying the same stuff he said in the last song, but last time he was like, I'm being all dramatic, I'm talking to your children. Now he's like, hey everybody, let's dance and sing about how Drake's a pedophile. Drake's a pedophile. Everybody in the club, Drake's a pedophile. Like, that's fucking hilarious. I'm all for it. Denzel Curry was saying that this is all just sad, and I can see that perspective. But I don't know. I'm really on the hater train. You know, I felt like, you know, Kendrick's a little older than me. Denzel's a little younger than me. I understand feeling the type of way each of them does, but I feel much closer to the way Kendrick feels.
Water.
About like, nah, it's just time to start fucking hating. It's just time to start putting people on blast. I mean, Kendrick's basically just me tooing Drake from the perspective of like, well, you know, the women aren't speaking out against you, but I know you're doing it, so fuck it, I'll say something, you know. I don't think there's been a lot of cases. Kendrick's like the most successful male feminist of all time. Like the only trustworthy male feminist that's ever existed. It's wild. This song's straight goofy. It is straight goofy. It is fucking funny. But it goes so hard and it's so much fun. I mean, the amount of bars I was geeking at just now, I felt like Anthony Fantano when he was being obnoxious as shit listening to the last song. I couldn't sit through that reaction video, so apologies if I was that annoying here. I have to pee real quick. Will you hold the phone and talk to it while I go over there?
Go further away. No, you're going the wrong direction.
That way?
Yeah, further away. Yeah, so this is the first Kendrick or Drake. This is the whole first song in the beef I've listened to. And just based on that and, you know, all the other stuff I've heard, Kendrick is obviously in the right. He made a better song. Everyone thought that Drake's diss was AI or something. I don't know. I'm not really up on this, aside from some of the random accusations that have been thrown around. I am more inclined to trust Kendrick Lamar than I am Drake. Drake just doesn't seem like a very trustworthy person. You can't be a billionaire and be a trustworthy person. That is my opinion. I'm also not really holding the camera still, I'm realizing. But yeah, other than that, it's a really beautiful place. I'm glad we came here. It's surprisingly small to be designated a state park because it's really only a tiny inlet peninsula. I'm curious what it was before that. I'm sure we'll figure that out tomorrow. Probably be live streaming tomorrow as well. Just across over behind me over here, maybe about, I don't know, 2-3 miles that way, there are the ruins of an old plantation that we will probably check out tomorrow as well, which that should be exciting. Anyway, I have to take this.
All right, I'm back. Please, piss stream part 2, yes. Part 2. This is like part 4. It's the 4th day in a row I've streamed and had to piss. But that's just because I have a tiny bladder. Looking at what the chat's been saying, I mean, we really had to listen to that. Kind of been my day. My week, really. I mean, I feel like just earlier this month, I was on the position of like, I was starting to think, is Kendrick Lamar really the GOAT? Surely there must be some other rapper that has accomplished more. And then I spent a whole lot of time just listening to like every classic rap I could find, trying to decide who, like if there was anybody I thought I would put above Kendrick. And in the process of doing this, I realized there were just so fucking many amazing Kendrick Lamar songs, so many more than there were for any other artist, that like I couldn't even compare it. I was like, damn, he's just got too many fucking good songs. And then this whole beef started, and honestly, just from the jump, like the second I heard fucking Euphoria, I was like, Kendrick Lamar's the GOAT. This is the best fucking diss track I've ever heard. It was hilarious. It was, people criticize the fact that he supposedly wasn't saying really anything new, but to me it was basically just a summary of every sentiment that every Drake hater has. All of the public hate towards Drake all united into one spirit bomb of Drake hate. But the whole implication of it was, yeah, sure, this is all the stuff everybody knows, but I also know you deeper than that. I'm on the inside. I got people on the inside, and I can take this to another level. And then he did 616 in LA, and that was the whole message of that song, was like specifically naming names. I know for a fact you are infiltrated. I know there's people around you that, are telling me shit, and you should be worried about it. And then Drake came at him, so he immediately dropped last night the whole Drake's a pedophile song. But that one was like addressed to Drake's family. And it was very dramatic and serious and like more edgy and like dark, Then he just basically released the song where he says all the same sentiments, but in a hyphy, fun, hilarious way. Just made it even funnier. It's like the attitude of Euphoria with the heavy hittingness of meet the fucking grams. They're all scrambling together in my head because I've never heard of a beef happening this fast. This is the two biggest hip hop artists of my generation dropping back to back to back to back diss tracks. I know Kendrick wrote all these a long fucking time ago. I know this motherfucker has been sitting on a mountain of Drake diss tracks, just waiting, itching, because he didn't want to be the one to throw the first shot. He just wanted it to be, he was like, the only way I can truly win this is Drake has to come at me in a serious enough way that I can ruin his life. And I think Kendrick has been waiting since probably 2012. Because when he met Drake in 2011, he seemed to like him. They worked together in 2012. And it wasn't long after that it quickly became, okay, these guys seem to have beef. Kendrick doesn't seem to like this dude anymore. They've been throwing subliminals at one another forever. Kendrick was just waiting for him to pull the trigger on making it a real beef so he could drop this mountain of diss tracks. But I swear, as an anime blogger who has, 12 to 15 unfinished Evangelion scripts somewhere in the vault, I know how it is. When you see the thing that you feel the most compelled to comment on, there's no way that you haven't tried like 100 times to write about it, So I really do think Kendrick, whether these are brand new songs he wrote before, I just think he's very, very well practiced and he's palpable. His hate for this man is totalizing. Song, but JPEG's just like, that guy's the most famous rapper. I better make sure I diss the most famous rapper at the start of each album, Kendrick's like, I worked with this man. I think he's pedophile and I don't want him around my family. And I'm warning LeBron James he should not come around him, like wild shit. Wild shit. Alright, that's enough about Kendrick. Let me know if y'all want me to rant about something in particular while we're out here using our last shreds of daylight. Today didn't exactly go as planned. I got the last campsite that existed at this park, and when we got here, it became apparent that a massive family two massive families are directly next to us. So like, my imagination of what we were going to be doing tonight was this walk, but like a few hours earlier, and then streaming us at the fire all night. But I don't know if we're going to be able to stream ourselves at the fire when there's a family hanging out next to our campground. So we're probably only going to be streaming for a short time tonight, while we wander around.
We'll stream tomorrow morning for sure.
Yeah,
I would like to stream most of our adventures too. Like even waking up tomorrow, I think we could stream me cooking and stuff. I don't care about the family at that point. Because I heard the family, the dad specifically say like, hey, stop running through their campground. Because when we first pulled up, there were a bunch of like little fucking kids running around through our
Yeah,
campground.
well, it was an amazing first impression to have as like we drive up and I'm like, oh, our campground is the one those two children are currently scampering through. That happens to be next to their campground, which is two huge tents and a shitload of chairs and like at least 3
Well, no, it's one tent. So
kids.
there's one family directly
Can you take
behind
this
us,
from me?
and then there's another family that is kind of to our right. It's the situation, but yeah, I was looking at a place here that was much more secluded like 2 nights ago, and I should have just pulled the trigger then, but I wasn't sure that we were coming here because weather. But it turns out where we live is the only place that's not getting rain in Virginia this fucking weekend. I can see fires over there. I'm really curious where this little trail is going to spit us out. Why did I take this?
I don't know.
Oh, well, you asked me to. You should know.
I mean, I don't know why you took it. I know why I gave it to you.
Why did you give this to me?
Well, for one, I thought your voice would be closer to it. Although you keep holding it far from me, so now my voice is far away.
Oh, there you go. You're better at
The
this.
ideal is that you hold it sort of between us
Oh,
in
see.
such a way that both of our voices are equidistant and audible. But the problem is I don't have the reach to put us both in the camera at once. So I have to aim it between us based on who's talking. But
Yeah, do you see those fires through the trees there?
yeah, I did see. I saw a glint of it.
There's water right
We're
here.
also walking too fast. I can't read at this speed.
Well, read that. There's a sign. I want to see what it says.
How serious is the Drake is a pedophile claim? I mean, to me, it almost seems self-evident. Oh, by the way, let me turn the camera around. There's a lake. Hey, we're at a lakeside.
It's not a lake. We're on the York River.
Hey, it's a river.
This
That's
is
the
called
York
Cedar
River.
Bush Creek.
Wait, we're on the York River, not the James River?
Yep.
Oh.
See? York River and the James River
Oh, yeah.
is
okay.
the big one here.
Amazing. This is my first time being on the York River actively as like a thing to be doing. But like,
There's houses over there.
personally, I think this is my overall theory of rich pedophiles. My overall blanket rich pedophile theory is that, like, if you want to have like infinite power, like as much power as you can possibly amass, I feel like inherently it must be because you want to do something evil. Like, what could you possibly need billions of dollars or even, you know, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to do? What could be your goal? What, you know, Drake has been accused by Kendrick of having a massive gambling addiction. Now, I know I've met people with massive gambling addictions. You don't have to be rich to have a massive gambling addiction.
It certainly helps.
It certainly helps. But, like, you do have to be rich to get away with committing, like, the most major crimes that exist in this world.
Well, I mean, I've like heard that Drake has had people killed before. Do you think that's...
I think having people killed... Well, Kendrick's also kind of accusing him of that, because he says things like, you know, it was funny until you started putting money into the streets. Like, he's basically implying that Drake has been putting hits out on people. Drake's been widely accused of being responsible for XXXTentacion's death.
Really?
Because they had beef, and there was lots of subliminal
X was
reasons.
definitely going to be bigger than Drake, I think.
It's very possible. So, you know, there's
Man,
lots
what
of...
if X had made Hotline Bling?
I think X came out after Hotline Bling. but
That was not what I said.
It would be wild if that had
Outdoor
happened.
stage.
I mean, he could have done it anyway. Nothing stopped Post Malone from doing Hotline Bling 7 times after it was already a song, but that's another story. But basically what I'm trying to say, Drake has $500 million. I don't know what motivates someone to make $500 million besides wanting to do extra legal activities, you know? And like
Not that there's anything wrong with doing extra legal activities.
Kendrick,
It's just that the ones he chooses to engage in are bad.
I really do think like so in order to reach that amount of money, like to even be in the seat that you could be looking at $500 million.
Imagine
right?
like attending a little thing out here. This is adorable.
This is very cool. Hold on, let me turn the camera around and get a good
Eagle
look
Scout
at this.
Project, Joshua Pinder, Troop 133, March 2022. Special thanks to Gloucester Supply and Ace Hardware, Harris Garage, Bayport Credit Union, Ken House Chevrolet, Lowe's, and Build Tough USA. Dedicated to Machika Moko State Park.
This is the perfect place to stop and do the stream. Because we can sit here and there's no one around. This is awesome. Does this have an inward flash? That would be nice.
No.
Damn it. You cute as fuck, bro. Thank you. Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to Bird? Because I know Bird cute. Trixie, are you tripped to Japan? Confusing question, but no. My uncle has a gambling addiction and he is borderline homeless. Yeah, you certainly don't need money to do it. But yeah, the point I was kind of getting at, like, so what does it take to become like rich and famous? You either need to be incredibly talented or have an incredible amount of opportunity or some combination of both. And I do think Drake is a very talented guy, but not on the level of Kendrick Lamar. Drake is also, it's a different type of talent. Where
Yes.
Drake is talented at...
Drake's a great actor.
He's a good actor, he's a good manipulator, he's good at surrounding himself with people because he's been embedded in the industry for a long time. You know, he had rich parents, he just comes from the world that he has risen to the top of. Kendrick Lamar is just a guy from Compton who's a fucking genius. He just is brilliant. He has written for Drake. He could write for anybody. You know, he's a talent. He's a generational talent, once in a generation. And so Kendrick Lamar has the opportunity to be basically exactly as rich and as famous as he wants to be. Now, Kendrick, and I know this is from a place of narcissism, but it's relatable to me in the sense that Kendrick's just trying to be the best person he possibly can. He wants to be, I mean, it's basically a Christ complex. Like, he wants to be Jesus, you know? So he's trying to be as Christ-like as possible. And he's trying to tell everybody else to do the same. His definition of that might not match everybody else's, but he sticks to his code, his ethics. He's like, this is what I stand for, this is who I am, this is what I represent. And because of the fact that he is such a worldly person and such an intelligent person, it resonates with more people than anybody else who's attempted to say the same thing. Anybody else who's got the same Christ, including Ye. Like, Ye has made more money, gotten more famous than Kendrick. And I would say that they're both exactly as ethically driven. But Ye has also made astoundingly more enemies. Like, I would say he's made both more fans and more enemies. Whereas Kendrick has a better ratio. Like, he's unbelievably widely beloved and not very widely despised in comparison to Ye or Drake, who are, you know, other than like maybe Jay-Z, like these are the only rappers of comparable influence. Nicki Minaj, you know, Beyonce could be considered a rapper in many contexts. She has as much influence as any of these people. So like, you know, there's a very short list. Lil Wayne, there's a very short list, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, of people who have had as much influence as Kendrick Lamar and Drake. But all of these people has a different goal in mind. You know, I think Snoop Dogg is running from the guilt of his gangster past and trying to be just the most lovable old man on planet Earth. He just wants to be the most domesticated household name. He's just, you know, he's a murderer gone puppy dog, basically. You know, just a guy who wants everyone to forget that he was a G when he was like 19. Kendrick has written for Drake. I mean, Kendrick's this is hard to like. It's hard for me to make clarifications about. Kendrick has said he has written for Drake. It's not like a public thing, but that's the nature of a ghostwriter. Like, Kendrick has basically spent his whole career calling out ghostwriters because he is one. Kendrick is a person who can write an endless number of raps. I guess I don't think enough people understand this because, like, Kendrick's a dude who puts out an album like every 4 years. There is no rapper who takes 4 years to write 12 songs. Kendrick is writing probably hundreds of songs, and he picks the 12 that make the best project. Not even the 12 best songs, the 12 that make the best project, you know? And I'm sure he's just, I mean, you can probably, to quote a rapper who talks about this, Eminem, is somebody who's talked about, like, he has more unreleased tracks than released. That's crazy considering Eminem has hundreds of released songs. Eminem also produces a lot of his songs. Eminem made the beat for Stan. You know, like, these guys who are super talented, they're doing way more than how much they need to do in order to make a lot of money. And it doesn't make them a lot of money to release as many songs as possible. Not necessarily. You know, Drake releases massive projects, but they're of calculated size. He could make as many songs as he wants. I guess what I'm trying to say is anybody could be Lil B. Any rapper could be doing what Lil B is doing, which is release like 100 albums in a year and shit. But only Lil B actually wants to do that. You know, even I don't want to. Like, I am the type of person who will, you know, sit down and be like, I'm gonna make a fucking 12. I'm gonna make an album in a day, and I've done that plenty of times. But I've never wanted to do it over and over and over again because I just want to do other shit. You know, I've got more going on in my life than just making albums. I'm not knocking Lil B for that. I think it's amazing that he's made so many of them. I'm sure even he's got other shit. And yeah, Lil Wayne, 70 songs in one night, that's fucking ridiculous. But I mean, if you count a Juice WRLD 24-hour freestyle, like, cut that into songs, and that's fucking hundreds of them in a night, you know? Like, so yeah, anybody who's talented like that, like, they could be doing this as much as they want. But, like, everyone's got their own goals, and they got their own thing they're trying to do. Nobody wants to be just in the studio 24/7, and the people who do, most of them, they're only trying to make like a couple $100,000 a year. It doesn't cost that much to be in a studio all the time. You know, like Ludwig van Göransson, like, that dude was already living his dream by the time he produced Awaken My Love. His dream beyond that was, I'm gonna win as many Oscars as possible and just be the most famous composer of my generation. That's the boat he's on now, you know, and that he's gonna do that. But like, that's because that guy set that as a goal. It's not that anybody who spent all day in the studio is going to do that, you know? So, like, you know, you look at Kendrick, you look at Drake, and it's just a question of what are they trying to do in their off time? Kendrick has been very blatant about the fact that, like, he's not an amazing person. He grew up in the environment he grew up in, and that's what defined his taste. And, like, every single song, or every album I should say, every album he has ends in a message of self-reaffirmation where he goes over all of like the things that he sees as negativity with himself and just kind of says, I accept that about me though, you know, like, in spite of that, I love myself. And I think what he's kind of accusing Drake of is, like, you know, if you really love yourself the way that you say that you do, it's kind of sick because you don't behave in a way that anybody else could love. You know, like, your self-love grosses us out as a culture because you behave in a way that we wouldn't love someone for behaving. And Kendrick tries to behave in a lovable way. He wants the culture to love him desperately, you know? So I think that's the core identity difference there. I've just been fucking free ranting for 40 minutes now. We got no super chats.
No fire.
Is it because yeah, is it because it's too dark? Is it too dark for snooper chats? Snooper chats? I read the word
Snooper
snoop.
chats.
I read Ellen said Snoop just wants some drink. No, dank, sorry. I'm sure he wants both. I'm gonna go
I don't think
I'm
so.
gonna go over there somewhere.
Okay. I'm gonna continue sitting where I am. But I'll talk loudly so that you can hear me. So there's this whole controversy about Helldivers right now, right? About linking your PSN account or whatever. And so, you know, big deal, not a big deal. It's really annoying for Sony to just try to destroy the reputation Helldivers has built for itself. And then there's the other aspect of like Helldivers saying, well, why don't you just make a PSN account? Which they have retracted, thankfully, because apparently, and I didn't know this, there are a lot of countries where you can't have a PSN account, or I'm not sure what the logistics are there, but yeah, I don't know. So apparently, for the countries that aren't going to have a PSN or can't have PSN accounts, you aren't going to have to link your account to PSN. But in that case, that means no one should have to, unless you want to for some reason, for silly achievements. But I don't know. I don't care. Steam has achievements.
Aspie Pilled says, I wouldn't mind 100 Trixie albums in 1 year. I mean, I wouldn't mind the release of them. I just wouldn't mind having to spend nothing. But it would be different if I made money off of music, you know? Like, all it would take for me to go all in on music is having a hit. Like, any song I made any money off of. I've never made money. Like, I mean, I've made, like, I think in total, between all of my Bandcamp sales, all of the like ad revenue, everything, maybe $7,000. I know I've made over $6,000 on Bandcamp total, which is not terrible. That's a decent amount, but it's spread over more than a decade. So, you know, $6,000 in 10 years is not even remotely a living wage. So, I mean, maybe that would change if I did crank out music all the time. Maybe I would just keep getting better at it. Maybe it would get more popular. Maybe just throwing enough darts at the board, something would click. But I think I would just churn out a bunch of uninspired stuff. You know, like it would be different if I thought I was
Drake's
that
called?
Talented. His most recent one was Family Matters. Unless he put out another one since then that I haven't.
No, wow, it's just like this person who I used to work with is so out of touch.
There are people, look, there are a lot of Drake stans out there and a lot of people who thought, I saw, on Facebook, my main connection to the hip-hop community is all the people from Elko that I befriended. Sure. So, Daniel Ivy, I don't know if you remember seeing him perform, but he just goes by Ivy as a stage name.
I think so.
He was, you know, calling it 3 and 2, like basically saying everybody's track was good.
Oh, I'm not friends with him on Facebook. Yeah, I remember this guy. He was fun.
Someone responded to him like, "Oh, I thought Kendrick's concept was corny on Family Matters or on Meet the Grams, and Family Matters smoked it." And I was just like, I had heard Meet the Grams before Family Matters, and so Family Matters just sounded corny and empty to me. It was like, how could you can't come back from being called like a pedophile and a fucking like harboring, you know, criminals and shit. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn the camera around and put flash on.
Why?
Because then at least one of us is visible.
Why does it have to be me?
It doesn't have to be if you want to face it at me. You turn it around, but that just means you have to aim the camera because I can't aim it at myself.
I think it's time to stop the stream.
We haven't gotten even one single super chat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because we're invisible.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think we should.
You don't want to stream in the dark?
I don't want to stream in the dark. I want to walk back to our campground and have a fire where we can't stream.
Yeah, our plans were really fucked up by there being a whole family next to us when we got here.
Look, they couldn't go to Outer Banks. It's completely understandable.
It's true. The Outer Banks were completely booked solid.
And honestly, like, fuck everyone who went to Outer Banks because it's going to be raining there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna rain here or not.
It's not. Well, it might tomorrow.
It smells like rain.
It's gonna be misty for sure.
Yeah, it will definitely wake up
But
with
yeah.
a wet tent.
It's not supposed to rain tomorrow. Actually, it doesn't seem like it's supposed to rain at all anymore. Yeah, no rain. Maybe a little bit at 2 a.m. tonight, but that's it.
All right, everybody. Bird says we gotta end the stream.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said maybe it's time to end the stream. Maybe I did say it's time to end the stream. I don't know. I don't know what I said, but this is a cool place, and I'd really like to record us walking around it tomorrow morning when you can see more of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we can't have a fire, which is ultimately the thing I think people want to see, because it's what I want to see. It seems kind of pointless.
All I intended to stream was a fire.
I know, right?
Damn it. Get that early
Fucking
sleep, guys.
families.
It's not even 9 o'clock, goddamn.
Early sleep? I'm not going to bed till midnight.
Yeah, we have to get an early sleep every other night of the week.
Yeah, well, anyway. See you later.
All right, good night.